We're launching the winter edition of our 58 Hometowns, a series that has already taken us to 58 communities all over southeastern Wisconsin.
And our first stop is not really a hometown, but it is a fascinating environment all the same. Amanda Porterfield takes us to the Milwaukee Public Museum.
Growing up here as a kid, I used to absolutely love coming to the Milwaukee Public Museum. My favorite part? The streets of old Milwaukee and the European Village. But on this CBS 58 Hometowns tour, while we got to check out popular exhibits like this one, we also got to see parts of MPM that people don't really get to see. Take a look. After strolling the streets of old Milwaukee,
we use decorations that would have been appropriate for that period, and each door is a little different, each unit's a little different. Granny's house has a Christmas tree. She's inside now because it's too cold for her to be sitting out on the porch. So lots of fun things to see in the streets for the holidays.
We went to the basement of MPM to find hundreds of thousands of fossils, minerals, and rocks dating back billions of years.
This is a behind the scenes. Not a lot of visitors come down here. We have collections that started in 1846-ish from the German-American school. They started collecting to use them as teaching tools.
Then we took a deeper dive at what's beneath the surface.
We are in the Living Oceans exhibit, which is on the third floor of the museum. This exhibit is designed so you start out at the ocean surface, so you're very, very up top, and then as you go down, the ecosystem behind you changes, the animals change, the amount of light that's available change.
Some of these ocean models are very rare.
These are two Blashka glass invertebrate models. We ordered these from a natural science catalog, and they arrived in Milwaukee in 1899. And the idea is these are paper-thin blown glass models of octopi and squid. And we have about 75 in the collection that we ordered. For the most part, they're to scale.
And we got a behind-the-scenes look at the rest of the glass collection in the history department.
They're really special because they're incredibly rare, they're incredibly fragile. And the idea behind these is to show people in Milwaukee what marine invertebrates look like. We look at these more as scientific history now at this point. So our job is to preserve these as models of the advancements of scientific study.
This is a model of what the new MPM building will look like. And when you come into the museum, there's a whole exhibit dedicated to its future home, which is scheduled to open by the end of 2026. For CBS 58 Hometowns, I'm Amanda Porterfield. I am down here in the basement of the Milwaukee Public Museum getting a behind-the-scenes look at the geology collection. There are nearly 1 million fossils, rocks, minerals, and other things down here. In fact, this meteorite is 4.5 billion years old. And here to tell us all about the things down here is the curator, Patty Burke. Patty, thank you so much for having us. This thing is very heavy, and there's a great story behind it.
Yes, that's an iron nickel meteorite, and it was found in 1848 in near West Bend in Trenton, Wisconsin, in a farm field. This farmer clunked into it with his plow, and the museum heard about it, and one of the trustees went up to check it out. And he then called in Increase Lapham, who was famous first scientist of Wisconsin, and they identified it as a meteorite. And then, of course, went looking for a few more pieces, which they found.
And this is just one of so many things down here. Let's take a look around, especially at one of your favorite pieces.
Yes, this. So this piece was found in central Wisconsin near Wausau, and it is about 500 million years old. And it is the first evidence we have of animals that lived in the marine shallow seas coming out onto the beach. And if you look carefully, you can see these little dimple marks. Those are all footprints of an early arthropod that was making its way across this sandy beach. And it somehow got preserved for us 500 million years later, but it looks like a good beach party.
And right now you all are digitizing the things down here.
Yes, we are trying to get all of the records that were written, for over the last 150 years in the catalog books with their fancy script, and put them into our collection database management system. So that process has been going on for a while, but it is now in full gear, getting ready for changes.
All right, Patty, thank you so much for giving us a look at all of this really interesting history.